there! Today we're doing another spray paint planet painting, but this time we are making it Lightyear themed. It's gonna be good. For this project you'll need a canvas or poster, either one works. Magazine paper, very essential, magazine paper, isn't this fun? You will need lids or bowls or something that you won't mind ruining because you are gonna put spray paint on them. A paper cutout of the character of your choice. Awesome, I have chosen Lightyear. My silhouette is based on the poster design, and I did draw it out by hand though because since it is just a silhouette, I needed to emphasize certain lines and maybe add a few dips in. I made the white cutout my tracing stencil so I could make copies if needed, and also used the better poster paper for the main one. And you will need spray paint. Here's a few things about spray paint you should know. And we are gonna go outside. I'm going to start by adding black spray paint where I want my stencil to go. I'm using neon pink, yellow, and green for the planets, and worked out where I wanted each one to be placed on the canvas. To do spray paint planets, you layer up different colors of paint and use magazine paper to create texture. Starting with the big green one, I'm first going to show you what not to do and what that looks like, because I can paint over it anyway. Basically, when doing these, you really need a thick layer of spray paint. If you make the layers too thin, it won't work as well, and you might see these streams of paint pull out. So put down your base color, add more of that on top, maybe some highlights on the side, then add thick layers of different colors of paint, and take a sheet of magazine paper, lay it on top, and pull it back. The paper will pull up some of the paint, but be resistant, leaving a nice texture. Just play around with it until you're happy with what it looks like. Now we lay down the stencil. I did spray the underside with a light adhesive glue. I do want to place the planet right behind Buzz, so we're putting paint right over the stencil and use the paper. Once that's dried, we add bowls and lids. You just want to make sure that whatever you use has a lift in the middle, like a bowl versus a flat plate. Position them over the colors you want the planets to be, and we're going to fill in all the space around them with galaxy paint colors. I started with a layer of blue, added misty white from afar, black around the rim at the top, neon pink over the top from afar, light blue at the base, and I just had fun mixing colors to make a galaxy effect. Then I sprayed white paint on a paintbrush and used that to splatter on some dots and stars. Next, I covered the very base of the painting with just a thin layer of paint, because we're going to work on this later. I finished off the planets by making sure all the edges were covered, gave them a blue glow, and added some pink accents. And I added a green glow to the base. I wanted the light to look like it was coming behind Buzz. Using a separate small canvas, I held it against the painting so it could be a workable straight edge stencil, and used it to make some lighting effects by spraying white and green paint against it. Now we get to remove the main stencil. And we take it inside. Spray paint can create a layer of dust on the canvas, so using my little shark buddy, I cleaned that up. I used black acrylic paint to clean up the silhouette, and white acrylic paint to clean up the edges on the planets. Painted a base layer for the edges. And because I don't know when to stop, I repainted the base with acrylic paint. I wanted to make it look like he was standing on a planet and give it a little bit more dynamic, and add a ring around the planet behind him. Just to make it easier, I ended up putting a new stencil down. I'm really glad I had made a traceable stencil. That way I could freely paint the background. Spray paint is great and you can work quickly. However, you do lose a bit of control. If you mess up, you have to start all over. Touch-ups are very hard to do. Acrylic paint, though, is very workable. repainted the silhouette and added socks. I used a Sharpie to add some small details to the front silhouettes. Sometimes if you're just painting black anyway, Sharpies are good. As the varnish today. The reason we are doing this is because Mod Podge is a little bit thicker, and so any of the creases or bumps in the canvas that's happened from the mixed mediums I've done today will be sorted hopefully by this. I've seen Lightyear now, and I love socks. Socks is great. Do I have a new favorite character? Yeah. Also, I got this one for you, so good job. Good job, me. So with Mod Podge, you need a big brush because you're going to work quickly. I just poured it right on the canvas to make sure I could spread it really quickly. And I used a hairdryer to make sure the Mod Podge dried quick enough before dust got on the canvas. Lastly, I added a black trim and repainted the edges. And here we have the finished painting. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and more content coming soon, so turn on notifications because I don't know when. Awesome, cool.